Hi, I'm Jennifer and I am from the group Broadway 53. Our group project consisted of analysing the management sector of the automotive industry in Germany. And my section of this reflective report is to analyse and seek out the different cultural diversity issues or benefits that may have occurred during this project. The reason why it is important to identify and analyse the cultural diversity within this project was due to the fact that all 5 members come from different countries, notably from different continents. 3 people came from Europe, so there was the UK, Bulgaria and Slovakia. 1 member came from Asia, notably China, and finally another member came from Botswana, which is in the African continent. So what is diversity? According to Amadeo, diversity is a community gathering people of different ethnicities, languages, nationalities, etc. The central framework used to reflect on cultural diversity within the workplace is the 5 cultural dimensions originally established by Hofstede in the 1980s. The first cultural dimension is the power distance, which determines inequality levels. On a scale of 100, the higher the power distance, the less equality there is, and in a workplace there is more hierarchy and more respect to the authority above you. The next cultural dimension consists of masculinity and femininity. Masculinity more or less defines a country that focuses more on growth, results and profit, whereas a more feminine country is more likely to be basing themselves on the emotions and needs of their co-workers. The higher the masculinity rate in a country, the more it is driven to results and profit. And the more feminine, the less masculinity there is, it means that the country is more feminine. Examples of a masculine country would include Germany, and examples of a more feminine country which tends to incorporate more equalities would be the Scandinavian countries. The third cultural dimension is the individualism and collectivism dimension. The more countries consider to be individual, the more it tends to care about only its closest members rather than the collectivist country, where they focus more on interdependence between individuals in exchange for loyalty. The final 2 dimensions are the uncertainty and avoidance dimension and the long-term orientation. Cultures that have a high uncertainty avoidance tend to be more threatened or fearful of the future, whereas those that focus on the long-term orientation are also linking a lot of their past to their present and their future. In this case, we'll be analysing 4 countries. We're going to be analysing the United Kingdom, Slovakia, Bulgaria and China. Due to the missing data, we cannot analyse Botswana. And because of the time and the length and time of this project and the importance, we'll be omitting the long-term orientation and the uncertainty avoidance dimension within the next analysis. As seen from the previous figures, most of the members come from countries where there is a high level of power distance, which means that there is a lot of hierarchy and authority present in those countries, except in the United Kingdom, which scored relatively low with just 35. However, there was no sign of authority or hierarchy within the whole project. Everyone worked in an equal manner, and the leader was only there to represent the group and not to control it. According to the numbers, most of the members will come from countries which is very collectivist and where there's a lot of interdependence between the members. Notably China, which scores at a level of 20, so very low individualism and very high collectivism. Shockingly, on the other hand, the United Kingdom scores 89, which means it's a very autonomous and independent country. Despite the huge differences and the minority being individuals by nature or as by the country, the group remained very autonomous and very independent and only needed to meet and gather up during a meeting once a week in order to conclude where we stand and to see how everyone is getting along. The final dimension of this part of the project is the masculinity and femininity dimension. And most of the countries come from a very masculine country, as you could see by the previous figures. The scores were very high, except for Bulgaria, which only scored 40. This meant that the group was very driven by results and profits, although we did take into consideration the emotional well-being and support of the others, as well as their advice on how to improve ourselves. Because there was no monetary involvement, we did not seek out profit or anything. We were more focused on getting the group work done in a most efficient manner possible, and also to spend time getting to know each other and one's needs from each cultural country. Although we were a very, very diverse group, coming from different continents and from different countries and speaking different languages, we all had very similar views of our projects. Despite being very different, especially in the power distance and the individualism, everyone managed to work as an equal and treat each other equally. For example, as previously stated, we divided the tasks via sorting hats. Also, we were very individual, so that means that we always cared for ourselves and our work, and should there have been any issues, then we could have met up and discussed it, but most of the time everyone was very autonomous in their work. And finally, despite having very masculine approaches to business and organisation, as I've stated, there is no money involved in this project. We were just doing research on the automotive industries. In the management section, we just wanted to find the key information, so we were very results driven by getting sensible work done, and that was basically it. So in essence, there were no diversity issues to raise, as we've all managed to agree with each other, and as a team leader, I was only there to represent the group. However, I have no role in exercising authority over anybody. So I believe that we have managed to work together well as a team, and I hope that we can prove as an example that it doesn't matter where you come from, that we can always work together in an autonomous and efficient way.